Alright. Got a pickups video. This one's a little bit scattered. Normally I'm just doing all games. Maybe I'll do all guides, which is what I did last week. All strategy guides, 25 guides. This week I got something different. I'm pretty surprised that these were so cheap. It's from a brand company, Unique Low. And they did a line of Final Fantasy from like 1 through 16 or something, like I guess 16 shirts. One for each mainline game. This is for the original one. I pretty much liked it because of the logo, and the Black Mage is maybe one of my favorite characters ever. So that's really cool. Don't think there's anything on the back, nothing on the back of that one. This next one actually is for Final Fantasy 16. Which is really cool in my opinion. Definitely going to be buying the game day one. Pretty bummed with the, I wish they would make, if they're not going to make like Final Fantasy 16, 17 turn-based, at least make something like, like they used to. There's a little logo back here, but I thought this was pretty cool. Definitely going to probably get any collector's edition that comes with. And then this is kind of where it started for me. Final Fantasy VIII. Now the front of the shirt's not that cool, but I love the back. They also had, obviously, all the other Final Fantasies. 7 and 9 didn't look cool enough for me to buy them. Again, as I said, they're $20 each. UNIQLO, Uniqlo. Next one, the Gran Turismo 3 PlayStation 2 box. I've actually had this for a couple weeks. I've been meaning to swap it out, a couple things on my shelf, but I never got around to making a video for it. I went from Master System to the SNES to the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. Ended up skipping the N64, did get a Gamecube, wasn't huge into it, but this was huge for me, getting the PlayStation 2 Gran Turismo 3. I got this bundle, and back in the day I must have gotten rid of the box. I was eyeing up this box on eBay for, I don't know, months, and then randomly I'm like, you know what, I kind of want that. So I said, I'll offer it, like, it's not really that expensive in to begin with, and then I offered like $10 off. And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll take it. So I thought this was cool. Not in the best condition. Kind of wish I had like looked again. But it was in my car and I was eyeing it up and I thought it was nice. So I got it for cheap and it wasn't too bad. Let me throw one new strategy guide in here at the beginning, Suikoden Tactics. Now I know this isn't as big as, the numbered series, but I gotta watch my cat. He doesn't break out. It's raining and they want to get out. So yeah, I thought this was for PlayStation 2. I've heard of it before. I never played it, but it looks pretty cool. I like the art on the front with the characters. It's gonna be pretty cool. I'll flip through it, see what it's like. Now I know everybody got this, the Cowabunga collection. I kind of messed up a little bit, and I ended up getting the special edition and the regular game base copy, both for PS5. I should have got one for Switch and one for PS5, but I ended up playing it like day one or the second day after I got it, and it came on, I think the day it came out for, I probably won't do an unboxing, or I probably won't even open this, but I have watched an unboxing. The book that's inside is pretty cool though, so I may want to check that out. I don't know. No, I'm gonna put this up here. What am I doing hiding this shit? Alright, let's see how this goes. I'll put this on this Suikoden book. Alright, next, kind of was intrigued by this. Would not pay more than $20 for it. I've been kind of price tracking it. With the PS Plus tier that I'm on, I got a free trial for it. Played it once, wasn't like super impressed. But then I saw it go down to $20, and I said, all right. Picked up the new Hot Wheels game. This just came in. I saw a couple of my followers playing it. I believe 8-Bit Boy UK just got this. Elden Lady Do was playing this. Yeah, I guess it's somewhat of like a Souls game. Wait, it's made by Team 17. They made Worms. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to that. This I got strictly because of the branding, the brand name. It's Record of Lodoss War. So I never had a Dreamcast, but for some reason I'm into the game. I guess I should say I would be really interested in playing Record of Lodoss War for the Dreamcast, because it's kind of like a dungeon crawler, like Diablo. So I know about it, but I never played it because I don't have the hardware. Now I got this because it is, the same series, but this is actually, it's called Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. Now this is actually a Metroidvania game. And honestly, I wish it was more of the dungeon crawler, because I'm not a fan of Metroidvanias, to be honest. And I would love a Diablo-esque game. Here's another Final Fantasy themed item, and I saw a couple different variations of this, so I'm not sure if I'm missing some sort of disc sleeve. And honestly, these are in worse condition than I thought they would be in. Pretty bummed, honestly, but at least they're kind of a cool talking piece. But I'm trying to get myself more into Final Fantasy VI, so and I was looking at buying vinyls. So then I was like, wonder if I could get like a soundtrack or something like that. And I ended up getting Final Fantasy VI original sound version, disc 1, disc 2, and disc 3. This is cracked on the front. The art is pretty cool on it. It actually still has one of the advertising wraps. Not really sure what's in here, if it's just like a sleeve. I really haven't actually looked at this yet. Kind of weird. It looks like it's just a 2-sleeve piece that might just... Why wouldn't they just print it double-sided? I guess they didn't have the technology to print double-sided, because they went through the process of printing it and then just folding it. That's kind of stupid. Anyways, it is what it is, and it's kind of cool for the collection. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI soundtrack. Kind of cool, I thought. Something totally different here. This is... And I got a couple different things here. Manga is next. I don't think I've ever shared a manga on this channel before. Rise and Fall of ECW. So, I was a fan of wrestling in like the WWF Attitude Era. ECW. ECW was basically, it was based in like the Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York area, tri-state area, and that's where I was born and raised and moved away and came back to. So yeah, this was like on local television. So I saw it when I was like, what, 12 years old or something like that. Maybe around that age I was watching this, 12 and up. And then, they got kind of bought out by WWF. And some of the mystique of it, was gone after that. But I think I actually went then and bought this. No, that's another one. I bought another ECW DVD. I bid like $1 on it, and then apparently it's a 3-volume series, and the first one is the only one, I think, that has a Blu-ray release. I can't really recall, but so of course I bought the one that is the only one that has the Blu-ray release. But I bid $1 on the DVD, so then I went and I bought the Blu-ray. I'm gonna just compare them. Anyways, next, Manga. Fist of the North Star. So this is actually based on, or there was a Sega Master System game based on this, called Black Belt. It got renamed and rebranded for US. So this was, obviously a manga and then an anime, and they've had video games and different things like that from Fist of the North Star, and it's one of the, it's kind of on the more brutal side. You know, he goes around beating people up and making their heads explode and like touching pressure points and shit like that. You know, it's just like a fighting game. Like he does the karate chop and he leaves the imprint of his hand on him. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty cool. Looks pretty graphic. Oh wow, there's color in here. I didn't think there would be color. That's very weird to see color in here, in a black and white manga. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I was gonna check this out. I didn't know that they re-released it. Super cool. I didn't know that they re-released it until I saw. I'm gonna say the name wrong, and he changed his name anyway. Slasher, Gordy. Sorry. So yeah, I think I saw in the other week, 2 weeks ago, he picked it up. So I was like, oh, I gotta get that. Another strategy guide real quick, this guy at 2. I picked up this guy at 1, and then I was like, why don't I just look for 2? And look how thick they are, but they're smaller. And I got sent the wrong book, so he's like, oh, keep that, and then you can just have this. So I was like, whatever. We'll go. Ooh, well, it's already in the air. Top secret password Nintendo Player's Guide. Now this is cool. When I stumbled upon this, I was like, oh, what the hell is this? Let me just pick it up. It was like $10. So now when I opened it, what it kind of is, well, let me open the first page. So it has contents. So it's basically talking about passwords to games, but it's essentially like an advertisement for games. And I mean, this list has to be what? There's probably like 10, 20, there's probably 60 games at least. But it just goes through it, and it's like, hey, Air Fortress, bases loaded, Batman, Return of the Joker, Battle of Olympus. It just goes through all these different games with different codes, whether it be letters or pictures, symbols, Castlevania 2, Dick Tracy. Like, it's just, I thought it was just really interesting. Mega Man, Dr. Wily's Revenge, Unrestricted Travel, Cutman Stage, Electman Stage, Iceman Stage, Dr. Wily. So it actually goes through the different stages. Mega Man 2. Little things for all the strategy tips for all the stages. Mega Man 4. Metal Gear. A password for behind enemy lines. This password puts you inside the Outer Heaven compound. So yeah, this is I was probably thinking of pizza in New Haven, Connecticut. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Let's change it up slightly. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I did get the definitive edition, but you know, everybody's thing is stuck in the mail, hasn't shown up yet. Honestly, I have the first one on the Wii and the Switch, but I haven't really gotten very far. So, that's one thing. I was looking at this, just because it's like a retro thing, and then I ended up picking it up because it went on sale. And then, like, right after that, Johnny Millennium, Happy Console Gamer, had mentioned that the Ninja Warriors was on this. And he always praises it. So, I figured, you know what? One day I'll pick it up, and then it went on sale. And so I said, fuck it, I'll pick it up. Okay, sticking with the wrestling thing, I ended up picking up 2K13. Spoiler alert, I'm not sure if it's in this pile, actually. I ended up picking up 2K13 and 14. Wrestling games for the PS3, specifically because 13 has a story mode for the Attitude Era, and 14 has a story mode for 30 years of WrestleMania. So you relive more than 45 of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. So I thought that was really cool. Maybe it'll scratch an itch. I've been into more like sports games and pick up and play racing games and kind of like puzzlers type things. I can't get into a story-driven game right now. Like Tales of Arise, I got this a couple months ago. I don't think I ever shared it, but I picked it up and I played it for like 10 minutes and I was like, maybe I gotta do something with this. So, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a chance. I should. I was kind of looking forward to it. I was waiting for it to price drop. All these games I get at price drops because I never play them. House of Ashes. I picked this up to play with somebody, and they don't play video games. Oh yeah, here's my other copy of the Cowabunga collection. And I did notice that I did watch a pickup video down here in this area. The collector's edition will say not for resale on there. So I don't know if that's going to be a collector type of variant or something like that. All right, let's do something different and go with this. A movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, Shawshank Redemption. One thing about me is that I will pretty much never, ever replay a game. I will almost never rewatch a movie or a TV series unless there's maybe 10 years in between and I've totally forgotten it. But this movie I think I've seen maybe 3 times. It went on a sale thanks to Wario, and I just got a new sound system and then ultimately TV. I bought myself some stuff with the bonus that I'm gonna get this month from work for my 35th birthday. That's coming up in like less than 2 weeks, which I can't believe. Next, I'll just say the other one that I got is Parasite. So I let my mom and her husband borrow this, and they said they tried to watch it and they didn't realize it was all in subtitles, and then I was like, I don't feel like asking for it back, so I just went and I rebought it for like $10 because it's awesome. Real kind of niche game here. Monster 4. I think the third one was like free, maybe on the PS4. And I actually played it for a little bit, and I was like, this is kind of fun. Once I got the hang of it, the controls were bad. But now I haven't played it for a while, and I got this, and I was terrible at it. But it's not terrible for a racing game. Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne HD Remaster. Probably will never play this, because I just don't have time for a game like this, but I still wanted to have it for the collection. Definitely love all these remasters and HD things. You know, at the end of the day, they're good games, but they're kind of relics, and they're kind of stuck in their time, and we're spoiled by what's come out nowadays. But interesting nonetheless. I'm gonna go into this right now, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, and this was a game that I used to own. Hopefully, I still don't own it and didn't buy it, just buy a duplicate. But definitely owned this on Gamecube back in the day. I do remember it coming out. I don't really remember playing it very much because I don't think I was very happy with it. This was before, I was looking at guides and videos and all kinds of shit to see like what the actual game was going to be like. So I did pick this up and I was kind of disappointed, but I knew it had some like Game Boy Advance shit that it was attached to and had some cool compatibility with the Advance, but I never had a Game Boy Advance in my life. I did have a regular Game Boy and a Game Boy Color. And then I bought a DS somewhat recently. Sticking with that, Final Fantasy X-2. Can't really remember if I ever owned this. I feel like I hit like a weird spot when this came out. 2003, this was like right when I was starting high school, so I don't know, I might have fell out of video games in that very moment in life, but I played the shit out of 10. This whole girl trio came along, and I think I was hearing things about like switching clothing and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not really interested in that. So I did get the guide for this recently. I figured I'd pick up the game. I've been eyeing this up for a while. It's kind of like Super Mario World, is what it reminds me of, kind of like with the colors and the gameplay and everything. I think Z is me bought this a couple months ago. I was gonna bite the bullet then, but I was like, let me see, wait till it's on sale, and it finally went on sale. It was like $10 off. This one I might actually try though. I feel like this is a game that my daughter could play in like 8 years. We'll go with this really quickly. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Explorer's Guide. This was deceptively sized in the photos. I thought it was way bigger. As you can tell, I'll show you with the next guide how small it is really in comparison to a regular guide. But it does have a little brief history about the Legend of Zelda, and then just kind of goes over some things, exploring weapons, amiibo, enemies, guardians. It's really not that interesting or probably really helpful at all, but it's just another piece of video game memorabilia to own for what some people think is the greatest game of all time. I didn't really think it was. I feel like it had a lot of potential to be. I feel like if it was made by like basically if Breath of the Wild was Elden Ring, it'd be the greatest game of all time. Alright. This is the size of a normal guide. And what this guide is NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So I'm a little mad about this, to be honest with you. It was a little cheaper than some of the other copies. I wasn't exactly sure what this was. I actually think I thought this was a glare from the camera. I asked what this was. They said that this was a glare. It's actually a sticker. And then when the guy went to ship it, he's like, "Oh, I just noticed that there's a crease down here." And I'm like, "What the like?" And I'm thinking, "Did you just do that, or is this an old picture, or what the hell happened?" So he was like, "Oh, I'll take some more money off." And I was like, "Well, I'm already getting it a little cheaper than usual." And mind you, the one it was like maybe $10, $20 cheaper, $30 cheaper maybe than some other copies. Maybe $20, I don't remember. We'll just conservatively say that. And then the other copies looked actually worse than this. So I was like, you know what? And then he offered me like $3 off or something like that. So I was like, okay. So I got a good deal on it, and then I got a couple dollar off better deal. Wow. Oh my god. Codes right in the beginning. Bird, Prince Charles, Heavy D, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Frank Thomas, Heavy D, Randall Cunningham. Oh, there's people in this game? What the fuck? But anyways, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, I was really enjoying getting, like, for some reason I'm a big basketball fan, so I think it's really interesting getting these old, I mean, I have a bunch of old basketball cards actually in this thing right here. Yeah. But I think it's interesting. Like, they have like all these old sports teams logos, and Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons old logos, and Jim Jackson. Oh wow, he played a while ago. Dallas Mavericks old things. Jason Kidd, guard, Otis Thorpe, Sean Elliott. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Hidden Characters, Tournament Edition arcade. Bunch of just hidden. Those were the days, weren't they? They had hidden characters. They weren't DLC. Anyways, I'll finish this out by saying, yeah, Fallout 3 Collector's Edition Guide. Yeah, so hopefully you thought some of this stuff was cool. Really looking forward to actually check out this shirt. Final Fantasy 16. That shit's pretty wild. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.